Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you how to make a left-hand turn at a traffic light. In this video, I'll be going over the basics of making a left at a traffic light. Now let's get right to it. I'm gonna make my way to a traffic light and I'll explain what I'm gonna do and then I'll show you as I actually make my way to the traffic light. Now let's get right to it. First and foremost, we're gonna start driving, and before you actually get near the traffic light, you want to put your signal on, check your mirrors, check your blind spot, and make your way into the left-hand turn lane. Now for some lights, depending on the intersection, you might have to just stay in the left lane, but other lights are going to have a specific left-hand turn lane. So for some lights, you might have to make a left in the left driving lane, and for other lights, you're going to have to make a left in the left-hand turn lane. Right here is actually a traffic light. I'm going to put my left signal on, check my mirrors, check my blind spot, and I'm going in the left turn lane. Now I'm going to go into the intersection a little bit because it's a green light. I'm moving into the intersection. I'm waiting here and I'm looking for traffic and pedestrians. There's nobody there. Check my blind spot, check my mirrors, and now I can go ahead and make that turn. Now I made that turn on a yellow light because the light had turned yellow. I made sure that there was no oncoming traffic and no pedestrians, and then I made that turn. Now one thing I do have to say, okay, you really need to check as many times as possible before you make that turn. You want to be 100% certain that it is safe to make that left-hand turn before you actually make that turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to another light now, and I'm going to do the same thing. Now, another quick piece of advice, okay? Another quick piece of advice. You only want to have one car in the intersection at any given moment. So if you are the frontmost car, the furthest forward car, you're gonna go a little bit into the intersection and you're gonna wait there until it is safe to make that left-hand turn. If you are the second car, if there's a car in front of you in that intersection, you should not be waiting in the intersection. You should only work your way into the intersection once you are the furthest most forward car. So I'm gonna make this turn and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a left at a light up ahead. So I'm making this turn. All right, there's a traffic light up ahead. I'm gonna start off by getting into the leftmost lane right now to get ready to get into the left-hand turn lane. There's the traffic light. I'm gonna put my left-hand turn signal on, check my rear view mirror, check my left side mirror, check my left blind spot, all is clear. Now I'm smoothly going into the left-hand turn lane. I'm looking ahead at the traffic, no traffic. Looking to the left for pedestrians, no pedestrians. Check my blind spot again and my mirrors, and now I can make the turn. So the key is look into the oncoming traffic. Make sure that there's no traffic that you're going to obstruct with. Make sure that it's safe with regards to traffic. And then also make sure that there's no pedestrians crossing or about to cross. And then you can proceed to make the turn. Okay? Now, like I said, that was a green light. That light hadn't turned yellow. I made sure that there was no traffic and no pedestrians, and then I actually went through with that. Now, there's actually a light up ahead. I'm gonna make a left up ahead. We'll do it one more time. So once again, I'm making my way up to that light. There's a stop sign first, so I don't know if I'm gonna make the green light. I'm gonna try, and actually the light just turned yellow right now. So the key, once again, when making a left-hand turn at a light, is to make sure that it's safe to do so. Don't be concerned about the people behind you waiting to make a left. Don't be concerned about anything other than, is it safe to make this left? Sometimes people make a left when it's unsafe to do so because they're worried about the person behind them honking at them or something like that. Don't worry about that. So once again, left turn signal, rear view mirror, left side mirror, left blind spot, moving to the left-hand turn lane. It's a red light right now. So I'm gonna stop before the line, not in the intersection. Now it's a green light. I'm the furthest most forward car, so I'm moving into the intersection. There's traffic oncoming. Now this is the last car that I can see. Check my left mirror, rear view mirror, left blind spot, no pedestrians, no traffic. I can make the turn. Very simple. Now here's another quick tip. When you make your left-hand turn, if you're turning onto a street that has two lanes, you want to turn into the leftmost lane. So you're making a left turn from the leftmost lane into the leftmost lane. Now on this street, there's just one lane. So I was able to turn into this single lane. But if I was making a left onto a street that had multiple lanes, I'm making a left from the leftmost lane into the leftmost lane. It's very simple. And that's basically it. That is how to make a left-hand turn at a traffic light. Once again, the main thing, the main piece of importance is that you have to make sure that you've checked your mirrors and your blind spots, that there's no traffic oncoming or any traffic that you're gonna be, you know, obstructing, and also that there's no pedestrians that you're going to be obstructing. Okay, when you are making a left, you must yield to the oncoming traffic. You must yield to the pedestrians that are walking in that walking portion. You must yield. Okay, you only make a left when you've checked your mirrors and blind spot, when you know when there's no traffic oncoming, and then there's no pedestrians. Now, there's a little thing that you should know also that I should add in before I finish this video, okay? Sometimes you're gonna see a gap in the traffic, and you'll learn to judge that gap, whether or not there's enough space and time for you to make that left. So for the most part, with the turns that I made in this video, there's been no oncoming cars. The last car passed, and then there's a huge gap with no cars that I can see. But sometimes a car is gonna pass, and then there's gonna be a gap between the car that just passed and the next car. And you might think, oh, that's enough time to make that turn. First and foremost, make sure that there's no pedestrians crossing or about to cross or finishing crossing, whatever the case is. Make sure that there's no pedestrians before you make that turn. Secondly, you know, at the beginning when you're just learning, make sure that there's a really big gap for you to make that turn, because you don't want to be thinking, well, I can most likely make that turn. You want to make sure that there's a huge gap. And then as you get better and as you gain more experience, you know, you can realize and you can understand what type of gap you realistically need in order to make that left-hand turn at those lights. But that's basically it. In this video, I've shown you how to make a left-hand turn at a set of lights. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. What are some other tips and pieces of advice for making a left-hand turn at a traffic light? Let me know as a comment down below. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.